напоминаю, если средства, технические средства то есть, позволяют то есть, держать видео ваше включенное. Okay. The colleagues, we have the forum of the dissertation council meeting at the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University for the group of specialties educational programs. It's 6D 07 40 00 8D 07 112 nanomaterials and nanotechnologies in physics, and 6D 07 40 00 8D 07 130 nanomaterials and nanotechnology in chemistry, and 6D 07 34 00 8D 07 103 chemical technology of explosives and pyrotechnics for June 21, 2024. At today's meeting of the dissertation council, they are presenting 5 permanent members of the council out of 5 and 5 temporary members of the council out of 5. There is a proposal to start the work of the dissertation council. Is there any objections? There are no objections, and then the meeting of the dissertation council is announced open. Everyone has an agenda. Today's on the agenda, defense of the dissertation. Dissertation of the PhD student of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Kalieva A.M. on the topic obtaining and investigating composite materials for the flameless heater, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy PhD under the educational program 6D0734 00 Chemical Technology of Explosives and Pyrotechnics. The work was performed at the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Scientific advisors, and it's a Tilberdi Evolve PhD, Associate Professor of the Abay Kazakh National Pedagogical University, Chief Researcher of the Institute of Combustion Problems, Almaty, Kazakhstan. And foreign scientific advisor, Luciano Galfetti, Professor of the Faculty of Aerospace Science and Technology of the Polytechnic University of Milan, Italy. And today's official reviews, it's Professor Rukui Chen, a PhD professor of the School of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering at Nanjing University of Science and Technology, Director of the Key Laboratory of Micro and Nano Energy, MIIT, Director of the Institute of Space Propulsion, Jiangsu, China. And the second official reviewer is Chkhadze Mikhail, a PhD, Associate Professor, Faculty of Engineering Physics, Georgian Technical University, Tbilisi, Georgia. Both reviewers are presenting at this meeting. The dissertation is presented for the defense for the first time. Everyone has materials on the dissertation. Are there any comments on the agenda? There are no comments. Then the agenda is approved. The following, the floor is given to the Scientific Secretary, PhD Meruyet Najipova, to announce the documents available in the applicant's personal file.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, Kalieva A.M. born in 1983, from 2001 to 2005, studied bachelor's degree on specialty chemistry at the Faculty of Chemistry at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. In 2005, she enrolled in the master's degree at the Faculty of Chemistry at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University to chemistry. Since September of 2017, Kalieva A.M. has been studying at the PhD doctoral program of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University under the educational program 6D0733 400 Chemical Technology of Explosive and Pyrotechnics. According to the internship plan, in the period from 23rd June 2018 until 5th August 2018, and from 6 July 2019 to 10 August 2019, A.M. Kalieva completed research work at the Aerospace Science and Technology Department, Space Propulsion Laboratory of Politecnica di Milano, Milan, Italy, on the topic of her dissertation. Based on the materials of the dissertation work, 7 papers were published, 1 article included in the Scopus database, pre-publication in journal recommended by the Committee for Controlling the Field of Education, Higher Education and Science, Republic of Kazakhstan, 3 abstracts in collection of international conferences. In the personal file of A.M. Kalieva, there are copies of bachelor's and master's degrees, a list of and copies of publications and transcript, positive feedback from scientific consultants, the conclusion of the department on the dissertation work, and all other documents in accordance with the regulation of Committee for Control in the Field of Higher Education and Science, Republic of Kazakhstan. Kalieva A.M., after completing her PhD studies, she passed the state exam for an excellent grade. The work of A.M. Kalieva was discussed at an expanded meeting of the Department of Chemical Physics and Material Science at the Faculty of Chemistry and Chemical Technology. The reviewer candidate of Chemical Sciences, Associate Professor of the Department of Chemical Physics and Material Science, Lisbayev Bakhtijan Tastanovich, gave a positive review. The second reviewer, PhD Senior Lecturer of Abay University, Baysaitov Dauren Almasovich, gave a positive review. The statement from protocol number 25, dated April 23, 2024, was approved by Vice Rector for Scientific and Innovative Activities, Ajjanova Jamila Nurmatovna. At the meeting of the Dissertation Council on May 14, 2024, protocol number, meeting number 32, the date of defense was set and official reviewers for the dissertation work of A.M. Kalieva were approved. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Mr. Are there any questions to the scientific secretary or doctoral students related to the materials provided? There is no comment. Okay. The floor is given to the applicant, Kalieva A.M. Mukhtarkhanovna, to present the content of the thesis for up to 20 minutes. Please.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, dear professors. So let me start my dissertation report. So the theme of the dissertation is obtaining and investigating composite materials for the flameless heater.
Камераны өшіп қойса.
Өзіңіздің камераңызды қосып қойыңыз.
So the aim of the work is include the main important parts. First is the exothermic excitation reactions with composite based on metals, and the chemical nature was activated by addition of water. So the purpose of research, obtaining and investigating composite materials based on aluminum for flameless heater with high energy characteristics. So the main tasks of this dissertation is development of air-activated flameless heater composite based on aluminum and oxide of silicon oxide, and 4 autonomous heat source and study of their energy and thermodynamic characteristics. Second task is study of the influences of mechanical treatment conditions and parameters on the activity of the composition of an air-activated flameless heater based on aluminum and oxide of silicon oxide. So development of exothermic composite of water-activated flameless heaters based on calcium oxide and mechanical activated aluminum for flameless heaters for the medical purposes. Last task is development of method for increasing the energy efficiency of water-activated flameless heater based on the calcium oxide, aluminum powder by introducing the dioxide of silicon into the composite system by mechanical activation in order to expand the range of applications, the resulting composites. So the main defense of this work is obtained a activated composite material called thermal scatter by mechanical activation of the system based on aluminum, manganese oxide, and oxide of silicon for 50 minutes. Mechanical activation, which is characterized by an aluminum content of 67.8% and maximum combustion temperature is of 886 Celsius, and the speed of combustion is 0.22 meters second. So second difference is determine optimal composition of the water activated system with a 40% of calcium oxide, 30% of aluminum oxide, and 15% of aluminum powders, and with carbon sodium carbonate. For flame splitters for medical purposes, which release heat up to 55 Celsius of degree. According to the thermodynamic calculation of composite systems, gives an energy like 2000 kilojoule at mole. So it means 859 kelvins, and in accordance with determines the compositions of the combustion product. Last defense obtained water activated composite materials for flame heaters for food heating purposes with adding 15% of dioxide silicon to the system based on aluminum, calcium oxide, and sodium carbonate. With a mechanical modification of 15 minutes, they give temperature up to 100 Celsius degree, and according to the thermodynamic calculation, the combustion process of system gives an energy 9,947 kilojoule. So the novelty of the work is post time was obtained system where we are added manganese oxide, and chemical oxide system was obtained by mechanical activation for activated flame heaters. The second novelty is the thermodynamic characteristics of the composite materials based on aluminum and calcium oxide. It's providing temperatures in the range of 28 and 55 Celsius degree. During exothermic reaction, combustion temperature gives 859 kelvins, and enthalpy was 1,200 or 12,000. What is 470.7 was calculated. So without adding the dioxide silicon to the composite and with a mechanical activation made it possible to increase the temperature for offset exothermic reactions with water, and was calculated also the temperature of system. So first, first provision for the thesis defense, how I said, obtained a activated composite material for furnace heater based on aluminum powders. So for this work, we take the two types of aluminum powders. First is spherical and the plain aluminum. So it also manganese oxide and cream oxide. Here to activate the powders, we are using the mechanical activation parameters like in this table 2. So milling time was 3 types: 15 minutes, 65 minutes, and 150 minutes of milling time. So here they're obtaining 2 types of aluminum powders. First was spherical, and the second is flat aluminum. To influence and to investigation the characteristics of aluminum powder, we are investigated the aging process of powders with accelerated thermal aging experiments, and it was calculated given by this formula. So here we can see the main mechanism of the reactions between aluminum powders and water. So after this experimental part, we can obtain that aluminum content is same their characteristics and the amount of aluminum content. After here in this slide, given the experimental part, how we are take the experiments and the results with the aging rate of aluminum powders. So here the aluminum type spherical and flakes powders don't lose your aluminum content because the fresh powders given like 1000% after aging the powders shows also like 91% of aluminum content. So here in table 4 we can see how the mechanical activation affected to the powders. So first powders is without mechanical activation. It's saved with their color like brown. So brown after 50 minutes mechanical activation, they change the color to gray. And after 65 minutes of mechanical activation, it will be dark gray. It means that with increasing the mechanical activation time, they are changed the structure of the powders. So in the figure of 6 here, we can see the particle size of distribution of the structure powders. So and this figure we can see there with describing table number 5. So here given the main particle size parameters for the 4 tested powders. So in this part we can see in figure 8 the non-exothermic of the powders. So we can see with without a mechanical activation, powders can't any ignition flame. So, but with activation, mechanical activation powders have the 2 points of the heat. So it means here the powders take the exothermic reactions. So the main characteristics is given in the table 6. So here is a test of 4 powders without mechanical activation powders. They haven't any flame. So with 50 minutes activation powders have some ignition characteristics. So we can see there also with 65 minutes powders here without any ignition. So and the last with 65 minutes here we can see how is the exothermic reactions realized. So second difference determines optimal composition of the water activated system with adding the calcium oxide and then aluminum powders. So here we are given some samples with the different different ratios. So we can see the mainly optimal ratios is the second sample because it's give us a very high temperature like 55 and time is 10 minutes. It's a large time that with comparing the other samples. So in this figure 11, we can see how the released exothermic reactions. So here, given the two different samples, the dependence graph of temperature of exothermic reactions performed by adding water of these samples. So here we can calculate the standard thermodynamic values of the initial using the thermodynamic values of the initial substance, and here our main reactions when we are added the water to our samples, it will release like these reactions. So first reactions released between the calcium oxide and sodium carbonate with water. So it gives us the very strong alkali compounds. So it led to the releasing the reactions, producing them like a thermite compounds and the water. So releasing the hydrogen gives us more temperature. So here, given the results of thermodynamic calculation of the exothermic reactions of the aluminum with water, so we can see also here the very high enthalpy that means we can take more heats. So products formed as a result of the thermic reactions of these samples with water, and here give the products and their mass fraction. So we can see there are any toxic compounds releasing. So here mostly pollutant and the calcium carbonate. So here the figure also figure dependence of the heat flux and heating temperature in the calorimeter is the powder samples. So here we can see that without water, the compounds not exothermic. So it means we can save this without water. The third condition for the thesis defense is obtaining water activated composite materials for the furnace heaters with using the dioxide, creamy dioxide to the previous samples. So with the mechanical activation mode, so which gives the temperature to the 100 Celsius degree according to the thermodynamic calculation, the combustion process, it gives an energy like a 9,947 kilojoule. So before adding the water to the sample, we are activated these powders with a mechanical activation. So they are taken the 10, 15, 10 minutes or 20 minutes of these samples. So how we can see on the figure 13 and 14, they have the same structure. So I mean the same ranges of the powders. So after 20 minutes mechanical activation, the powder was lost their ranges. So it will like 10 micrometers.
Sam, you have 5 minutes here. Please speed up. Here.
Okay, so here also given the main reactions, and with adding the water here we can see the most effective samples shows with the 15 minutes activation. So here after adding the water, we have checked the diffractograms of the system. So we can see also here we have any toxic compounds. So here we can find only boron, silicon, and parts. So there also with comparing the literature, we can see the products of the 10 after 10 mechanical activation and 20 minutes of mechanical activation powders. So here also calculated the thermodynamic calculation. So how we can see also here gives a positive results. And comparing table here, we can see the advantages of our samples and the disadvantages of the literature components. So the main conclusions included the obtaining the aluminum basic compounds with a high temperature and obtain percentage composition of the second compounds activating by water. So here they also calculated the thermodynamic characteristics, and then with adding the silicon dioxide to the powder, we can increase the characteristics of our powders. So thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, colleagues. The main content of the test is presented. Please, colleagues, your questions. Who would like to start? Sergey Yurievich, you are welcome. Microphone you.
Sorry, I traditionally not switch up the microphone. So A.M., thank you very much, first of all, for your very nice presentation. And I have probably not so scientifically, but just to give some general idea for me, what's the medical application of your system? I can understand food preheating, cans and preheated. That's a disinfection of medical tools such as scalpels or so on. So what's the exact medical application of the system you elaborated?
Thank you for your questions. It means in the medical purposes, the samples using as a heater. After surgery, in the clinic, we are using the heaters. It's more important to save the temperature of body. So they are with these heating compounds, preparing the medicaments to like a muscle. So
yeah,
to save the body temperature.
Okay, but from this point of view, these materials you elaborated should be how to say, very neutral, and not bacteria using and so on and so on. So, but from this point of view, they can use for medical. They can be used for medical application appliance.
So much. So with the increasing the characteristics of these powders till like 100 Celsius degree, we can also remove or diet or I mean the bacteria also. Yes, we can. We can continue this work with this the main important part of the medical purposes composition.
Thank you, A.M.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Yerbo Klebergenich, please.
Yes, thank you, A.M., for very nice presentation. I have one question for you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, please.
My question is, when you deal with particles which you have mentioned, And sphericity is one of the important parameters when you deal with particle analysis. And my question, have you taken into account the sphericity of particles and how this affects to the rest performances of your processes? Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much for your questions. We are attending to the characteristics of the obtaining the composites. First of all, is not produced in our country, in Kazakhstan, I mean. So we want to do our samples in Kazakhstan. So with the increasing the characteristics of these samples, we can continue maybe or how should I say,
What is the configuration? Is it spherical or it's different?
yes, use the two types of the these aluminum powders. First was spherical, and second is flakes. So what does it mean? The spherical powders. Spherical powders, it means they have more oxide shells than the flakes. Flakes more reactivity with these characteristics in using the mechanical activation. We can improve the characteristics of these aluminum powders. So it's more important to use both of these types of powders. So it affected separately.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, colleagues, other questions, please?
Вот, иә.
Енді ана Асем ханымнан мынандай сұрақтарым бар еді. Вот смотрите, это источник тепла, да?
Да.
Периметрический. В то же время тот же самый эффект можно получать с помощью электроэнергии. Аккумуляторы сейчас есть, очень емкие, легкие, но не очень дорогие.
Да.
Вот заряжаешь ее, получаешь тепло, причем можно регулировать его. Вот как вот этот метод, который вот сейчас вы доложили, конкурентоспособен с тем методом, который вот с помощью электроэнергии можно было бы сделать.
Да, да.
Второй вопрос потом задавать можно или
Можно біріншісіне жауап бере аласыз?
жауап берсін, нет.
Рахмет сұрағыңызға. Біріншіден біз бұл акцентируем на на эти композиты, они энергоемкие. We can use it without any flame. Ешқандай далалық жағдайда ешқандай сіріңке немесе басқа да қыздыратын заттар таба алмаған жағдайға ғана акцентировать етілген бұл құрамдар. Яғни бұның ең бірінші артықшылығы бұл жаңағы құрамдарды сыртқы далаға немесе жаңағы армияда деп айтамын, военные в основном используют где нет возможности получить огня или же других параметров, как вы сказали, электроэнергии, где нет.
Який срок? Вот я человек новый в этой аудитории. Очень кратко, каков механизм механоактивации на процесс химических реакций, который вы изучали?
Что здесь построить? Using the mechanical activation, we can improve the characteristics of the aluminum powders. We can increasing the heating and exothermic reactions with other samples. So when the first powder is aluminum based, they are activated with air. With mechanical activation, we increase the time of during the releasing the heat. Жылудың шығару уақытын механикалық активация арқылы үлкейте алдық.
Я понял.
Да вот смотрите, алюминий 2,3 во всех рецептурах есть, да, у вас?
Да.
Значит, известно, что алюминий 2,3 очень прочное соединение. Вот какова его роль, насколько значима реакция алюминия 2,3 щелочного? Здесь вот у вас есть реакция, да? Или она может носить такой вспомогательный характер, или это значимая реакция? Посмотрели, да?
Да, именно акцентируя на алюминиевые порошки, мы взяли, чтобы не использовать тяжелые металлы, как феррум или же магний, потому что они быстро вступают в реакцию, и в конечном итоге получается сплавы этих металлов. А здесь алюминий попроще и по характеристикам показывает тоже наилучшие показания.
Ну, ладно, вопросы задавал Исмаил из Национального центра космических исследований. Обычно я забыл сказать, представиться.
Хорошо.
Спасибо за ваши вопросы.
Коллеги, colleagues, your questions you can ask in English, or if it's for your convenience, you may ask in any language. Коллеги, можете на английском, можете на русском, на каком языке вам удобно вопросы задавать. Все желающие.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Can I ask?
Yeah, yes, please.
You was
Захарович.
in Italy in laboratory of Professor Galpetti.
Yeah.
How long?
I went to
2 months?
2 months. No, during the 3 months, but I separated it. First was half of months, and second in 19 year I went again second time, 2 times.
What research you made in laboratory of Professor Galpetti?
The first part with the aluminum powders, with using the manganese oxide, we can obtaining the samples, and we are also investigated the aging or processes of the aluminum powders. I can see here also. After we are check their non-exothermic reactions. So most accent was on the mechanical activation of 4 samples. So with the comparing the without mechanical activation powders, we can investigate the effect of mechanical activation to powders. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Badkhan Burkhanovich, your questions, please.
Yes, thank you. Asem, thank you very much for your presentation. Can you show the slide number 12? Yes, here is a. So you mentioned about the 2 peaks of heat emission of your powder, and small first peak and second one is higher. So why it's the first peak? Okay, the first question is simple. Why you have 2 chemical reaction, 2 step of chemical reaction here?
Yeah, we can explain this process with affecting of the mechanical activation with on the first part. The initiation was with the flex aluminum powders, because after mechanical activation powders, it destroys the shell of the aluminum powders. And the second was with I think spherical aluminum powders. Then they have the 2 peak of the heating.
So destroying of shell also is exothermic process?
Yeah, the oxide shell of the aluminum powders.
Okay. Can you show the slide number 21? Yes, this one, yeah. Here you describe the chemical reaction which will carried on during the water addition. So in second equation, we see some hydrogen emission here. So in this high temperature, the hydrogen will react with oxygen, because this system, this whole process will going on in open system, how I understand. And if hydrogen will react with oxygen, did you consider this exothermic reaction when you calculate the heat capacity of your powder?
Oh, thank you so much for your questions. Here, given the main reactions, it's a very big chemical reactions. So first of all, with adding the water, we can see the calcium oxide is very very activity compound, and they will react it with hot water. And here we have like electrons, the sodium carbonate. So they gives us very strong alkali powders, so not like a natro OH, yes, sodium. I mean. So after this, here the reactions included the aluminum powders. And strong alkali compound with the water gives us like the hydroxide. So with the releasing the hydrogen, here we can the reaction can release a very high temperature. So it's, I think, the peak of the our samples. So after with adding the silicon dioxide, here we can increase the time of the giving the heat.
Okay, when you calculate the heat capacity, you didn't consider the hydrogen which will react with oxygen, or hydrogen will not react with oxygen.
Yes, okay, thank you. So it was with the literature, the thermodynamical performance, and with reactions, we are after mechanical activation 10, 15, and 20 minutes, we are added to samples, and the compounds gives us with releasing the very big hydrogen heat till the 100 Celsius degree. So we can show also the thermodynamical calculates. It gives also very high enthalpy, like 9,947 kilojoule.
Okay, thank you.
Farid Satish, please.
Thank you. Okay. Kaak's questions.
I have the following question.
Yeah.
As
Thank you.
the main goal of this your investigation is increasing of energy efficiency of the composition for this flameless heater, yes? And you many book for patent investigation. But and in this patent investigation, do you not find the patent with replacing the magnet of aluminium?
Yes.
What is the reason first, and why not your patent declaration for your work?
Yeah, thank you so much for your questions. As I show the comparing the table. So comparison. So. So here we can see the two types of the flameless heating compounds, like air activated and water activated. So in the literature, we find compounds where content is containing the aluminum and magnesium and like zinc. So we can replace these alloys from the heavy metals with the aluminum powders. So it gives us very high effective and with but here is no reactions without mechanical activation. So our main important part is using the mechanical activation. Here is on the literature, they are not using the mechanical activation heaters. So after we are also how you say that the magnesium and ferrium mixture is after adding the water gives very heavy compounds. It's not safety and not announcement to the regulations of the flameless heaters. So our flameless heaters with the replacement of aluminum associated with the cheapness of the aluminum and very energetic materials. So we are continuing with work, also planned to do the patent of our patents.
Your patent declaration, why not?
It was the only the first work with this compound.
And the following time,
Yeah, it's a new topic for us.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Additional questions? Okay. Mark Klaginovich, please, your question.
Yeah, and questions and thank you presentations. I don't know, we are also pay attention the energies for the composite, but another, if you are in the applications and is released heat rate or some chemical rate is also important. And your research, the three systems composite. And do you select one system to explain how to control the chemical reaction rate or the release rate? For example, you use the water active the composite, and you how to control the heat released rate.
Yeah, thank you so much for your questions. So yes, it was the most important part of our works. So with the controlling the exothermic reactions with water, because alkali compounds is a very high reactivity. So with regulated, we can regulate it with adding the silicon of dioxide. So after first ignition of aluminum, it give very high temperature. So to increasing the time of the heating times, we can add it with mechanical activation the dioxide of silicon. So it gives us the controlling compounds like 8 minutes or till 12 minutes to releasing the exothermic reaction.
Okay, thank you.
Professor Shen, do you have additional questions?
Yeah. Sam, thank you very much for your presentations. And yes, I have two questions. First of them, before you showed that, did you use aluminum oxide powders with diameters 50, 30 nanometers? What will be if you take your powders, aluminum oxide, with diameter less than 30, 50 nanometers?
Thank you so much for your question. So I can show you here. We are take three types of samples with 10 minutes of mechanical activation, 15 minutes of mechanical activation, and 20 minutes of mechanical activation. So here we can show also the differences between these samples and differences of energy characteristics of the samples. So we can see here the first and second samples are same, yes, with your micro range. So last is very small microns powder. So we can see here the with last the red line is give us very less temperature because they are lose their activities of samples. So it means we can using the most of mechanical activation method, or we can destroy the reactivity of these powders. So the less compounds, it's not are effective to the flameless heaters.
Okay, thank you. And the second question is, which software did you use for calculation thermodynamics calculations?
With these calculations, we have used the NASA sequence. So it was the first in Italy when we are work with Professor Gabetti. So after we continue this thermodynamical calculating with NASA here with our samples also. It gives us thermodynamical calculations like here.
And in future, you can use this software for
Yeah. So, yes, of course.
future research. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Another questions, please. I have one question. Okay. What's the role of the silicon oxide in your first composition and the silicon dioxide in your third composition? What's the role?
Thank you for your questions. So in first, we are use only monoxide of silicon. So it was for flameless heaters with activating with air activated. Yeah. So we know the reactivity of the monoxide of silicon is not very effectively, so it's not strong. So the next part we are need the amorph types of the dioxide of creamia. So it gives us to improving the flameless heaters characteristics based on aluminum in the calcium oxide, because if we are use the dioxide of silicon because in the second sample we have very strong alkali metals. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Alikush, you have questions?
Yeah, and the second questions. And in your composite, and you used, for example, water active the composite, you used aluminum oxide, and why do you choose the aluminum oxide? What's the function in your reactions?
So reactions.
So and aluminum oxide, and you use in the composite. Yes.
You mean these reactions, yeah?
Yeah, and why you will be add aluminum oxide in your composite? Which function in the chemical reaction or the heat released the functions? How to affect the released heat?
Yeah, thank you so much. So here we are use like electrolyte composites of sodium carbonate because it's not very strong compound, so it can react it with water, also with the alkali compounds like calcium oxide. So here it's the main effective releasing reactions is giving the sodium hydroxide. So it's very strong component, gives continuous reactions in the samples. So it reacted with the aluminum powders because aluminum powders have the oxide shells. So after these reactions, it gives us very more releasing hydrogen. So in this hydrogen, we can take the more heat and very high temperature. So after increasing the time of heating, here releasing the other reactions as a chemical laws. So here we are adding the dioxide silicon. We can keep save the heating of these samples. So it was the main advantages of our samples.
Good, thank you.
Please.
Скажите, пожалуйста, вот в чем новизна, научная новизна вашей работы?
Научная новизна заключается в том, что replacement с помощью алюминиевого порошка мы могли исключить порошки магний и железо.
Так, а наука-то в чем? Это, ну, исключительно научные. Какие научные результаты новые?
Также использование механохимических активаций.
Просто здесь научная новизна сформулирована фактически как практическая значимость. Поэтому вот я этот вопрос и задал. Вот конкретно, какие новые результаты, научные результаты вами получены в вашей работе?
С помощью механоактивации мы могли получить совершенно новые композиты, которые...
Это практическая значимость. Наука в чем?
Наука при механохимической активации разрушаются диоксидные пленки алюминия. Мы же,
вот
мы
хорошо.
точно...
Вот 14-й слайд. Откройте, пожалуйста. Вот посмотрите, вот вы приводите соотношение компонент, да? 40, 30, 15. А почему именно при таком соотношении вот вы получаете оптимальный состав? Почему именно вот такое соотношение компонент вам дает именно желаемый результат?
Мы также при использовании других соотношений получали несколько составов. Они при изменении основных компонентов, как оксид кальция и оксид алюминия, они не дают нам должных результатов, которые отвечают на беспламенные композиты беспламенных нагревателей. При изучении нескольких композитов мы выбрали те характеристики, которые нам подошли. Имеется в виду для беспламенных нагревателей. Здесь именно акцентируются композиты для медицинских изделий.
Ну вот какое-нибудь структурное обоснование. Вот есть соотношение этому компоненту. Или так, перемешали, получили, не подходит. Перемешали, получили, перемешали, получили. А причина-то в чем? Может быть, какие-то особенности структуры, какой-то научный подход, вот, или научное обоснование есть именно эффективности вот этого состава?
Да, прежде выбирать такие структурные компоненты, мы изучали именно термодинамические характеристики с научной точки зрения с помощью программы НАСА. Там нам выдали характеристики, которые отвечают характеристикам беспламенных нагревателей и какие порошки мы можем взять. После того,
работу бы начали с отчета термодинамических
да,
именно
характеристик.
эффективности реакции с точки зрения
Да.
термодинамики. Ну, вот об этом и надо говорить.
Спасибо.
А то
Здесь надо было написать на основе
научная
термодинамической.
вот просто, извините меня, вот читаю. Научная новизна. Впервые методом механо-химического получен состав. Ну разве это научная новизна? Это практическая значимость. Второй пункт. Получен композитный состав микроскопии. Это же опять практическая значимость. Третий пункт. Добавление там СО2 в систему и так далее. Но как-то надо... А про практическую значимость здесь вообще нет ни одного пункта, поэтому надо же четко формулировать научную новизну. Вы же, это же самое ценное в вашей работе.
Спасибо.
Еще вопрос, Аргунович. Вы говорите, очень часто, also, can you open your slide where is your all provisions? Yeah. Так, это у вас слайд 4. Yeah, here you all provisions you have using the different compounds. Have you made element analysis for your compounds? Element analysis вы делали? Да, соответственно.
Элементный анализ.
Ну, ваши.
Программу делали.
Okay, and in the second and the third provision, you make give his energy value and the enthalpy value, yeah, or yeah, for energy values. These values is 20,000 and 9,000. It's a how you describe it. It's a good one or worse one with the comparing with the other works or other experimental works.
Yes, thank you so much for your question. It was the separated the two different compounds. First was samples compositions for medical purposes. Second is with adding the dioxide, silicon dioxide. We can improve this composite characteristics, and it will for food heat compounds.
Yeah, also. And one of the comments, actually, for favorite questions here, as your work is experimental, you have to accompany your results with some providing the accuracy. In none of your graphs, I didn't notice error bars. Да, то есть это один из вопросов, то есть так как у вас это экспериментальная работа, то есть ваши результаты должны быть сопровождаться, например, точностью исследований, измерений. То есть и, соответственно, хотя бы в некоторых графиках вы должны были привести, например, ошибки вычислительных экспериментов. То есть у вас ни в каком графике, то есть я этого особо не заметил. То есть если вы заметите, можете где-то показать?
Есть где таблицы. Потому что эксперименты несколько раз повторялись, поэтому мы здесь показали таблицы.
Таблица. Ну, это у вас там не все, например, здесь, например, это вот там скорость старения расклада. А вот где вот вычислительный график, еще дальше стоит, следующий график. Ну, здесь хорошо, дальше. Вот, например, вот в таких местах у вас он не предоставлен. Okay, colleagues, I think that there was enough questions. Yeah. Now, thank you, Asim. You may have a seat. Okay. The floor is given to the scientific advisors. Yeah, first scientific advisor at PhD, associate professor of Abay Kazakh National Pedagogical University, chief researcher of the Institute of Combustion Program from Kazakhstan. You can buy any sections within it, but in short, please. По каждому пункту, но можно вкратце. То есть сейчас мы демонстрацию вашего отзыва поставим.
Thank you for your dissertation, Commissioner, and all of the members. So the dissertation of Kalieva A.M is devoted to the study of improving the quality of chemical composition for the flameless heaters. These flameless heaters were prepared for the heating various liquids and solids in the field condition by the activated chemical materials with water and air activated. This is pioneer research in this field. During the execution, the PhD dissertation, the A.M. conducted successfully experiment. This is her own results. She worked herself. The results are obtained by generalizing theoretical and experimental data. The degree of knowledge also results in the dissertation confirmed by the publications. She published 7 papers on the topic of the dissertation. One of them included in the Scientific Journal of the International Database Scopes, and 3 of them included in the Journal of Kazakhstan, listed in the committee. And the other 3 or 4 work discussed on the international conference and symposiums. This dissertation work was implemented in the laboratory of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, laboratory of Institute of Combustion Problems, and the laboratory of the Polytechnic University of Milan in Italy. Italian, our colleagues, good informed and good supported for your experiment. So I think that the dissertation on the volume, on the novelty and the practical significance content, all of them corresponds to the requirement for the dissertation, PhD dissertation. It is authors A.M. derives as a theory of the Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty chemical technology of the explosives and pyrotechnics. So thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Professor. The second question is given to the foreign scientific advisor, Luciano Galvetti, professor at the Faculty of Aerospace Science and the Technology of the Polytechnic University of Milan, Italy. Professor Galvetti, please, the floor is yours.
Good morning, sirs. I have a very bad connection, so I lost part of the presentation and also of the final comments.
Yeah, you may say your opinion on the work on the whole and on the PhD student A.M. Your opinion, yeah. We demonstrating.
Yes, when A.M. was in Italy and performed in my lab her experiments, she was very active. She was strongly involved in the work. In my opinion, she understood very well what she did, and so my opinion is a positive, very positive opinion about her work. After that, I didn't have a connection, and so I am not able to evaluate the further activity concerning the activity of the first part of her thesis, my evaluation is very positive.
Okay, so, thank you, Professor Galpetti. We will take into account your opinion. Okay, colleagues, now let's start the continued discussion. The floor is given to the first official reviewer, PhD, Professor of the School of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering and the Nanjing University of Science and Technology, Director of the Key Laboratory of the Micro and Nano Energy, MIRT, Director of the Institute of Space Propulsion, Rupi Shen. Please, Professor Shen, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Professor Shen, your microphone.
Okay. And now, and I reviewed his the things, and we are give the reviewed the report. You can select here. And now, and the way we are review this paper, I think this can pass this PhD degrees reviewed. So, and it's not the more problems, and some problems is right height, and also in the is small problems, and it's not the big problems, and the no problems. In fact, is the results. Okay.
Okay, you may go through the sections.
Yeah, you show the results, and also the I'm reviewed is also the past was his reviewed.
Okay, and Professor Shen, your conclusion, your decision, can you announce?
Yes. I don't know, and it's good the results, and is I give his high the quality for this the things.
Your decision is to award the degree.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I agree, and so.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
And if there is no. Yeah, no comments. Okay, then the second floor is given to the second official reviewer, the PhD Associate Professor of Faculty of Engineering Physics, Georgian Technical University, Mikhail Chekradze, Tbilisi, Georgia. Please, Professor Chekradze, floor is yours.
Dear Chairman, dear colleagues, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be in front of you to this very nice event, to listen to the PhD candidate. I want to thank A.S.M. for the nice presentation and the work that she has performed during the years for the final goal. I want to greet my colleagues from Kazakhstan and international colleagues with a huge respect, and thank you for continuing the cooperation and on this level. So going back to the thesis, I can share my official view. The field form of the reviewer describes practically every steps that has to be evaluated step by step, the work done during the process. So first of all, the topic is very important and relevant to the PhD requirements, PhD topic developments, and the individual part was also very highlighted during the process. They have used all the resources to obtain and investigate the materials that she was working around. And all the steps, all the points of the evaluation part is described and is in full relevance to the overall requirements. So I don't know if it's important and necessary to read in details, which is in front of us, but the final conclusion and decision that is that the thesis deserves and the candidate deserves to obtain the relevant degree in the relevant field. Thank you very much for your
Professor Chikhat,
attention.
that there is some of the comments. Can you just read?
Yes, in this part I had a comment that it's the topic and the work is connecting in general with the novel materials and novel methods for their production is always very interesting, not only in the local and regional point of view, but also worldwide. And the main comment is that from the scientific point of view, the presented topic includes novelty with perspectives of wide application, which was also described in the full thesis, and that can lead to the development ecologically, economically friendly methods that can and technologies that can be developed in future.
Okay, thank you. The floor is given to the candidate A.M. To answer the comments of the reviewers.
So the assuming all the comments, all the evaluation criterias, the decision is that deserves to award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. So I very grateful for your comments. So thank you so much.
Okay, now now we have finished one of the parts, and we have listened to our reviewers, and with the listen to the reviewers, our colleagues, we are starting to discuss the work and the defense in general. Please, who would like to speak and say something here? Sergey Rifovich, please.
May I? Traditionally, I will be first. And first of all, I'd like to say a few words about the general work of our, let's say, our council, by dissertation council. It's very good that we have some variety of topics. And today we have very nice work by SM, done by SM about the heaters. And we had the nanocosmetic and so on and so on. That's just my general opinion. And concerning this work, when I first time seen the name or title of this dissertation, heater, I could imagine that the heater, what you can realize when you say heater, it's something steel made or plastic made device with fuel and I don't know, with electrically heated. But it, in this case, the material done by synthesized by SM, it's a heater itself. And what about the work? So, besides the very good general impression by the presentation done by SM, the first, clear purpose, clear aim, clear goal, clear approaching, including the very good soft for thermodynamic calculations, and very correct results. I guess it's my personal opinion that ASEM that deserves fully deserves this position of PhD position. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you, Sergey. Please, who else?
Ну, чтобы всем было понятно, на русском. Уважаемые коллеги, я хочу предысторию этой работы рассказать немножко, потому что тема была предложена мною, потому что когда я работал на факультете декана, мне обращался один предприниматель, который занимается именно использованием среди военнослужащих, там, в других целях, таких беспламенных нагревателей. Он принес мне образцы китайского, там, американского производства и предложил, сможете ли вы здесь, на факультете, разработать такие же составы с такими же характеристиками. И вот когда Сим поступила, она поступила с 4-й или 3-й попытки, и вместе с руководителем ЕР был мой ученик, подошли ко мне, чтобы выбрать тему. Я им предложил вот эту тему, именно разработать такие системы, которые мы можем использовать в качестве беспламенных нагревателей, которые используют военнослужащие для нагревания пищи, там, подогрева вот, в полевых условиях. И мы после этого еще в 2018 году написали заявку на проект на грантовое финансирование именно в Министерство обороны. Наша заявка прошла и одобрена в ННС, но, к сожалению, по каким-то причинам Минобороны не выделила финансирование. Но, тем не менее, АСЕМ с руководителем они продолжили эту тему. И это уже пионерская, как бы сказать, новая тема, так как до этого такими именно для беспламенных нагревателей никто не занимался. Так как были сложности именно в литературных источниках, мы не смогли найти характеристик определенной. Нету, например, ГОСТа, стандарта именно для таких целей, именно для таких беспламенных нагревателей. Поэтому в этом плане это, можно сказать, новое научное направление, новые научные данные, результаты получены новые. И все эти системы разработаны именно в условиях, там, есть 3 типа, она предложила вот здесь, именно активируемый воздухом, потом активируемый водой для разных назначений, не только для полевых условий, но и для медицинских целей, когда температура примерно около температуры тела, да, 40-50 градусов. Поэтому я считаю, что она достигла на данном этапе своей цели работы. Конечно, есть на будущее есть определенные вопросы, которые необходимо решить. И я здесь бы хотел отметить, что дополнительно она использовала именно результаты термодинамического моделирования для того, чтобы обосновать выбор этих компонентов для разработки именно таких систем. Поэтому я считаю, что вот работа Асем Калиевой на данном этапе можно считать завершенным исследованием и соответствует требованиям для присуждения степени PhD именно по данной специальности.
Еще кто хотел выступить? Марат Петрович, пожалуйста.
Профессор Исмаилов, ну, какое-то имею отношение к военным. Безусловно, вот в полевых условиях это необходимо. Значит, есть работы фундаментального плана, и есть прикладные работы. Конечно, здесь таких глобальных фундаментальных вопросов нет в области химии. Но прикладной смысл понятен, да. Значит, нужно отечественное производство для пайков военнослужащих. Вот. Поэтому, проведена эта работа. Конечно, вот вы говорили, что посчитали по программе на НАТО, там, то есть это программа наша, да, значит, рецептуры. Все это, может быть, это не так, потому что перебор обычно считается очень легко. Тут никаких программ не надо. Все это элементарно делается. Но проведена большая работа, все-таки синтез, реакция, которая дает приемлемые результаты, прежде всего, потом экспериментально проверенная, да, работа, похоже, сделана, да, и получены положительные результаты. Но я бы, если бы имел какое-то отношение к работе, я первым делом бы показал аналоги, что дают. Вот пакеты такие-то, всякие, вы сказали, корейские, там, китайские и так далее. Надо было просто сказать, что смотрите, вот такие применяются. Недостаток их в этом. Теперь мы делаем его аналог, значит, для этой самой, да, и эту работу сделаем. Ну, в целом, я считаю, что положительные результаты получены. Я хотел бы вот что сказать. К нам руководитель нашего предприятия прибыл директор департамента оборонных программ Министерство промышленности и строительства. Значит, этот департамент курировал обеспечение боеприпасами, там, обмундированием, питанием войск. Поэтому, если эту работу предложит, может быть, он укажет, как его использовать. Вот это вот он у нас работает уже, руководит. Поэтому я считаю, что работа полезная. И, конечно, она для Казахстана, который должен отечественную промышленность развивать, было бы желательно ее внедрить. С некоторыми, может быть, да, потому что от научной разработки до внедрения проходит не всегда так просто. Поэтому я считаю, что работа сделана, и я бы оценил ее положительно. В целом. Хотя по химии там есть вопросы, по и так далее, но она прикладная работа. Вот и результат достигнут.
Okay, thank you, Marat Bazarevich. Okay, colleagues, who want...
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
Yes, actually, is related to this publication of this work. I just checked the publication. It's also a question for supervisors, also for Dr. Ongorbayev, and I find in two publications the same image of CM analysis. Is this not big problem? For example, in journal of which was published in Kazakhstan Chemical Journal, and another one in the Eurasian journal, Eurasian Chemical Technical Journal, and these two publications use the same CM analysis. Is it not big problem? It should be checked by initial formal check step. I hope it was done. Yeah.
As I remember, this the past publications here, and this is was published in journals, and the editorial board's decision to publish this work. And here we using the fact that these articles are published, and for us it's more important that it has output data, and we have these actual publications. But for your comments, thank you for your comments here. It will be consideration for the authors and the supervisors. Thank you. Who wants to speak to add? Okay, let me just also add some as a proposal here. My suggestions here for future for the students and for future young scientists, and when you presenting your obtaining results here, to take in your habits to put not only your results and put in comparison in the graphs, and not only in the table, but in future with together with the other works, with other authors. Okay, and colleagues, Олег Юрьевич.
Я думаю, вот Ердос Халимулаевич очень хорошо объяснил, откуда это пошло дело.
Да.
Поставленная задача выполнена. Вот, она выступала на наших конференциях, симпозиумах по горению и нанотехнологиям. И работа полностью отвечает. Была в Англии, в лаборатории Галфетти, раньше которого возглавлял Лука. Это очень хорошая лаборатория, наши партнеры итальянские. Ну, я думаю, работа достойна для того, чтобы положительно оценить.
Thank you, Professor Mansour. Олег Юрьевич, yes.
Ну, как говорят специалисты, работа нужная, хорошая, но вот что все-таки немножко портит. Ну, защищаемые положения сами видите, они сформулированы вообще в виде результатов. Давно уже у нас такое не принято в нашем совете, уже давно все научились понимать, что такое, что защищаемое положение — это не есть результат. Если кому нужно, так сказать, ввести работу, понимая под защищаемым положением, можно обратиться у нас к ученому секретарю совета, мы об этом дискутировали. Ну, и вот уж научная новизна, ну, уж совсем не является научной новизной. И вот, а так-то вот работа хорошая, как специалисты говорят, работа нужная. Но вот эта вот небрежность в оформлении вот таких основных положений, она немножко все. Ну, будем надеяться, что плюсы этой работы. Да. Перевесят все-таки вот эти промахи, которые уже почти их никто не делает. Вот, для нас даже удивительно, что как можно было на ровном месте вот так вот.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to add something? Yeah, colleagues, that I think that there was enough discussions. Now let's proceed to the next stage. It's a voting. We need to hold a secret voting. Colleagues, we are voting electronically. I remind you that we have the several options for the outcome of the voting procedure. It's a to award, it's a revision or modification, доработка, and the redefense, and the refusal to award. We vote using our emails, and I give the floor to the Meriwet Najipova to explain the voting procedure.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, I'm glad to see all of you online in the work of Dissertation Council. Now, as Muhit Mohamed Nurovich told, I will send by WhatsApp and by email, also by WeChat to Professor Dikishin, vote link by SurveyMonkey. Please choose only one option from 4 options, and only it is necessary to vote from one device. For instance, if you can vote by computer, you can just vote from computer. If you have possibility by phone, only by phone. Thank you for attention. I will send now it by email.
Okay, now announces a break for secret voting.
Я не могу проголосовать, так как я являюсь автором публикации.
Okay, okay. With as one of the members, Yeruslavich, is showed one of the publication of the with a scientific advisor local. It will stand outside, and we have 11 persons to vote.
Now I have already sent by email. Now I'm going to buy WhatsApp. Professor Shen, I have already sent by WeChat too. Please check.
Yeah, I just give you email and the first and the award.
Okay,
And,
okay. Very much.
yeah, and I will give you, and I just send the email. Do you receive the? The first is award. I just select. Yes, first, okay. I will give you the second choose.
Professor Shen, just vote from one of your devices, or phone or email, just from one. Okay?
Yes, award.
Colleagues, in the voting, it's participating the permanent members, temporary members, and the reviewers. Коллеги, то есть в голосовании участвуют постоянные члены, временные члены, а также рецензенты.
Ну, пожелания можно было бы добавить, если это возможно.
Сейчас ждем результат. Долго загружается. Так пойдет. Ой. Он екі адам ответили. Біреусі дұрыс емес. Значит, коллеги, 2 раза проголосовал кто-то, видимо. У нас голос неправильный, так как Гердус Каримулаевич воздерживается, он соавтор статьи. Поэтому очень просим голосовать с одного устройства. Еще раз сейчас создам линк и заново отправлю. Dear colleagues, please vote only from one device, because now it's like our vote is not right, because 12 vote here response already. We need 11 votes. So I will create again vote link and send again.
Yeah, which will be revoting again, colleagues. Just be patient. Yeah, sorry for this inconvenience.
Mirror, sorry, you will resend. Oh,
Сергей,
waiting.
Сергей Викторович, у нас сейчас идет переголосование, мы сейчас ссылку заново создаем, перешлем.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Colleagues, we are making the new link for the voting.
Professor Shen, I have sent by email. It's okay for you, or it's necessary to send by WeChat?
Okay, okay, and your email WeChat is okay.
Yeah, I will send. I sent already by email.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can check
sure.
your email. Yeah, if it will not, you will not receive, we'll repeat in WeChat. Just one link with the email.
Yes, I just received yours.
Thank you. Мен жібердім уже сізге.
What it? Yeah. Okay. I have sent you.
It's okay, Professor Shen?
Okay, thank you.
постоянным членам выслала. Сейчас вышлю временным членам. В общем, всем выслала по WhatsApp. I have already sent by WhatsApp and by email too.
Мне выслали?
Да.
А, вот.
Вы не получили, да?
Получил, сейчас я посмотрю.
Все, отлично, да?
Тут написано, вы уже прошли в такой.
Нет, вы старый,
Вы
обратно.
старый,
Я сейчас вам новый, чтобы вы не запутались.
Я ищу.
Тогда вы только через WhatsApp, да? Вот новый.
Вот это, да?
Мгм.
А, вот.
Один раз, да. Не спускайте, и там готово.
Я в Киеве с Москвой.
Да, я бы тоже думаю, что
Да, что-то на комиссию. Молодец.
Ну, возможно, даже красный шаг.
Ирина Мишина. Извините. Декан.
В общем, результаты голосования 10 человек за, 1 на доработку. В целом...
Да, по решению у нас 9 голосов, да?
Должно быть 9 минимальный, да. То есть у нас 10 голосов.
Okay, colleagues, the result of the voting is the following, that 10 votes it's for awarding, one vote for revision, and one vote is abstain because of the so-authoring in some publications. Okay, no, sorry, it's not revision, it's a redefense, yeah. Why? Okay. It's necessary to approve the protocol of the votings. Who is for these votings? Please raise your hands. And for against, no abstains. Yeah, it's unanimously. Yeah, thank you. And okay, this following dissertation council at the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University in the group of specialty educational programs. It's a 6D 07 40 00 8D 07 130 nanomaterials and nanotechnology in chemistry. 6D 07 34 00 8D 07 103 chemical technology of explosives and pyrotechnics, and 6D 07 40 00 8D 07 112 nanomaterials and nanotechnologies. Awards A.M. Kalieva A.M. the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, in the educational program 6D 07 34 00 8D 07 103 chemical technologies of explosives and pyrotechnics. Congratulations. Okay, and the final word we gave for Kalieva A.M. Please.
Dear professors, thank you for your attention and thank you for your support. I award your comments and recommendation and the future work. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, A.M. Kalieva. We wish you the success and the scientific novelties, new publication. We hope to see you in the future. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Colleagues, we have everything on the fence according to the regulation and the rules. We need to accept the conclusion of the council on the work of Kalieva A.M. Let's start the discussion of the draft of conclusion of the dissertation council of the mentioned work. The draft conclusion was sent to everyone, and we have demonstrated here online. Are there any principal comments on the project of conclusions? Please, colleagues, your comments. Okay.
Есть.
First one, первый слайд, последний два абзаца.
Да. Вот эти 3 абзаца первые, это не актуально.
Конечно, надо с актуальности начинать.
Сразу актуальность.
И потом вот эти составы слишком часто здесь идут, это надо уменьшить как-то. Для чтения
Здесь
тяжело.
мы полностью удаляем первые 3 абзаца.
А удаляете?
Да, потому что они, да, про актуальность слушали.
Здесь надо актуальность.
А вот актуальность здесь еще ниже написано, поэтому там
Вот с них,
да, с них надо
их начать.
Ну, научную новизну тоже надо как-то подумать. Можем ли мы сейчас это отдельно рассмотреть, или вы оставите на доработку заключение?
Заключение, сейчас можете просто ваше пожелание сказать, а потом вы это все изменения внесутся. Да.
Еще раз, вот коллега сделал замечание, усилить, найти варианты, чтобы научная новизна все-таки звучала.
Научная новизна есть, просто нужно ее сформулировать.
И это касательно пункта 2. Формулировать новизну.
То есть должны разграничить вот практическое значение. Есть научная новизна. Вот возьмите
First section, it's in general. То есть у вас пункт 3 в общем, нужно здесь ваши результаты здесь написать, например, переформулировать, но здесь провести в пункте 3.
Связать с задачами.
Да, вот что вот здесь.
Это все вот в третьем пункте. Общем.
Ну, четвертым, целью работы, зачем нам?
Да,
здесь надо научные задачи.
Четвертым.
Цели работы не надо выходить.
Механоактивация, она может сказать, что вот это новый элемент, который внесен в такие составы, да?
Практическое значение, все пункты получены, практическую значимость, вот ваши все достижения по получению вот этих составов.
Да, составов, то есть вот в 5 пункт, the sections. Здесь education of старое министерство, где higher education написано, здесь нет. На английском здесь у меня не написано higher education. Education of Ministry of Education or something. To correct the title of the ministry.
Мирер,
Ау.
можете позвонить мне, пожалуйста?
Okay.
Қазір аха.
5 minutes. Okay, we finished with the main part, colleagues. Okay,
One, so teacher.
and the classification features. But it's the first one. 1.3, 2.1, 3.1, 3.1. 4.3, 4.3, yeah. 4 grand point. Okay, 4.2, okay. 5.3, 5.3.
Мирер,
And 6.1.
Мирер,
Ау.
звондаңыз, жазу, WhatsApp'та жауап беріңізші.
Қазір біз жұмысты аяқтап жатырмыз.
Маған срочно жауап беріңізші, пожалуйста, это очень срочно.
Colleagues, now we have finished the discussion of the draft of the conclusion of the dissertation. I propose to approve the conclusion and take it as a basis, taking into account mention the comment. Any objections? Okay, no objections. It's adopted unanimously. Now, colleagues, thank you. Now we have finished the dissertation work, and thank you everybody, and thank you everyone who joined us at this meeting. Thank you. Have a good day and have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, colleagues.
Bye.
Good day.
Thank you very much.
До свидания. Вы еще...
Sağ olunuzlar.
Запись.
Сау болыңыздар.
Что?